This Mike,
so much ventilation.
Stop slandering Mike, bro. Look, he got an Italian wife now.
Who cuts the hoes in?
Maybe that's her style.
Italian baby.
He do.
Well, who was doing it before that?
That's North Carolina style. That's that down south cut.
No, just buy some damn shorts. Stop cutting pants up.
Nah, man.
How many of those?
So they get one of the big scissors where they do grand openings. They cut the ribbons. Mike got them scissors. That's like because man cut his knees at that pants.
Because his pants are that big? Is that what you said?
That's what he used to cut his pants at.
How does he wash his jeans?
How you wash them? Should be hand wash them in them big old tubs like the old days. You can't put them in the washing machine.
Soak them, hang them on the line.
Hey, the washing machine up in my like 2 pairs. How does he wash them, Dave? Ask the question.
So what y'all saying is Mike's jeans is so full of denim, it overshoots the load weight. So he gotta go to the big front face washers for $4.75 to wash 3 pairs.
Hold on, Dave. I bet money. He ain't got no wash machine. He got all garden tools. He washed all his jeans in the garden tube in the house.
He washed them in the hamper.
How long does it take them to
He can't put them in the hamper. They gonna break. All that denim.
How long does it take for them to dry? That's the question.
A day?
A week. That's why he got 6 pairs of jeans.
He only got 6 them to go tos. That's it.
Yep. Now he has. Okay, Dave. Over how many pair of jeans Jordan got? He has about 50.
40.
I think it's like 40.
I was in the line at 50.
Because he has different kinds. I've never seen him wear the same gun.
And 75% of them got the knees cut out.
How many blazers?
Oh, Dave.
I'm talking about the shoulder pad ones.
Oh, hundreds.
Oh, hundreds of blazers.
Hundreds of blazers.
And they have multiple functions.
And then what about train conductor hats?
All right.
Can we get to the fight? We're going to fight for real, man. I'm going to leave Mike alone, man.
You laugh at him too.
You laughing with us.
You say, man, every time you see him on live TV, you make sure I'm aware of your TV. Like you did the Mayweather fight. Speaking of fights, you elegantly point out Jordan in that green shirt.
What the hell was that?
Because he knew it off the bat. He said, Chris, don't watch the Floyd fight. I cut it on. All I see is this big green shirt, and I'm like, what is this?
Thanks, Mike. I thank you for all the wonderful entertainment I have had. It's the greatest living basketball, whatever, man.
After basketball person.
So last thing, ain't it kind of ironic that we're talking about Michael Jordan and then he had R. Kelly with the I Believe I Can Fly on the Space Jam soundtrack?
Yeah.
When you think about that now?
I'm mad that I thought.
Somebody said Jordan got to a fight and he went to a club with those jeans on. How could he do
Can't move his little body.
He used to hold that jeans as a defense mechanism.
One of y'all cue up the damn basketball game. Sixers and Heat are about to tip off in a few seconds. We got Champions League. We're at the Final Four. Liverpool, Roma, Real Madrid, and Bayern Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, baseball. Let's get to the fight news. And we will start in boxing. We will get to the MMA in a jiff. And let's talk about the 2 winners from Saturday night's fight card. Jermall Charlo, the 160-pounder, has now become the next mandatory fighter to face Triple G after Triple G does whatever he's doing on May the 5th. He does have an opponent. Who that opponent is,
well, he better be careful.
We do have a new champion that is an old champion that did not lose his belt via fight. Gervonta Tank Davis, 130-pound champ, I think, in the IBF. Both Charlo and Davis scored second-round knockdowns. Davis has continued to prove that he is one of the hardest hitters at 130. He did lose this belt due to not being able to make weight in his last fight. Made weight this fight by 1 pound and looked thoroughly dominant, taking out Jesus Cuellar, who we hadn't seen in ever. Chris, this is your account. Talk to us about what you saw from your boy Tank and your boy Charlo before we get to the main attraction.
They both got the job done. They did it early. Just power, man. Look, man, these guys hit with like just ferocious power. Like I've never seen guys just literally they hit you with that body shot and then they go straight to the head. It just shows you, man, the evolution of like these guys skill wise. They're amazing, just boxers. And I give credit to Tank because he did have a long layoff, and people questioned him after that last fight. And he didn't really fight a chump, but at the end of the day, I think his power is overwhelming for that division. he's going to have to move up to 135, maybe 140. I think he has to eye on Lomachenko because the thing is this: he doesn't really have competition, and nobody wants to see him in an actual punch out. The way you can beat him is by defense and just like points. You're not going to beat him by punching him out. So one time for Gervonta, well deserved, very good fighter. I just hope that the kid keeps his, I know I don't want to say the old man, but
No, sound like it.
I want him to keep his head right, man, because he can be something very special. I think the personality will come along with it eventually. He's not doing what our main guy we're going to talk about, but he's a good kid, and I think I think that like it's just a good story for what he's doing. He's one of my favorites. I remember him playing before he was big fights, he was on ESPN, and we were like, hey, this kid can fight. So credit to him, Charlo thing. And for me, it's just that they're too big, I think, for that division. I think that they may have to consider maybe a light heavyweight thing. You try to fight Triple G or somebody. I don't know what you guys have them in the pound ranking, but they're in my top 5 right now. I just don't, because the thing is this: it's not how they're winning. Is the way they are winning. They're literally knocking folks out cold. We laugh about how he knocked out Charlo. I mean, not Charlo, but when he knocked out Hadley. And I was like, look, man, that ain't nothing. He lays out people all the time. And as we saw in this last fight, I mean, that dude had no chance. I think he was already knocked out when he kind of kneeled over. And then he just added some injury. He knocked him out. But like I said, Charlo's a hell of fighters. Same thing, old man talk here. Let's not get ahead of yourself. Keep winning. Just keep fighting. The fight I do want to see them fight is I want to see one of them kind of move up or try to see if we can get a David Benavidez fight. First one out. Because I don't think they fight anybody technically sound yet. I don't have a jaw. And, I mean, you got to have a jaw when you fight them. And they also need to be hit, too. So maybe a Triple G fight does make sense because Triple G is a tough fighter. And I think I want to see them get and put it into adversity because every fight that we've seen them fight is and first round goes by, here we go. Here come the haymakers. And they swing just violently, You know who they remind me of? Especially Jamal. He reminds me of Tommy Hearns. He may be bigger than Tommy Hearns, obviously, but just the way he hits. He throws jabs like hooks. I've never seen nobody throw jabs in that weight class like that and just literally knock people down. I mean, credit to those two hell of fighters, man. Because we might not ever get a situation where they fight each other, I don't think, but that would be what will happen because they're both undefeated and they got unanimous wins. There's none of this hey, 11 round, 10 round. They're knocking folks out round 5, 4. So maybe we do get a Triple G fight. David Benavidez is another guy. I can't think of his name, but he's one of the other champions. Saunders.
Okay.
Somebody of that sort.
Your mentioning of Saunders and Benavidez also supports your claim that at least Jamal Charlo at 160 needs to move up and fight at 168, and I don't think that will be an issue. In the main event, Adrian Broner and Jesse Vargas fought to a draw. The usual Adrian Broner shenanigans were on display, right down to the costume. How does he fight with the flap, with that ish flapping? I mean,
I don't know, bro. I can't do that.
I don't know how he does it. The fight ended with a majority draw. I am in 100% agreement with that decision because it was basically a tale of two fights. Broner doing the things that infuriates us the most, and that is not throwing shots or throwing one punch at a time, especially in the exchanges.
He went down to the 3rd round, didn't he? Did he get
It was a slip on one of them slap punches he likes to throw.
Okay.
One of the things Chris and I talk about when it comes to your Gervonta Davis and Charlo is even Crawford. The combinations are coming in massive amounts, okay? 2, 3, 4 punch combinations, working the body and working the head. Until Adrian Broner, who's with a new trainer, by the way, Kevin Cunningham, who also trained Gervonta Davis on this card. Hell of a trainer. And you saw the dividends being paid off in the later rounds because Broner, for basically round 7 on, you could even argue 6, dominated the fight. He started throwing more punches. He started throwing them in combinations. His investment in the body that he put early into the fight paid off. But he lost, I want to say, the first 5 rounds clearly because he didn't throw on the offense. I mean, Vargas wasn't doing anything major. He was just throwing a jab. He was throwing a jab and then throwing a little power punch behind that, okay? But other than that, Al Bernstein had it properly correct when he talked about the keys to the fight. Broner's got to use the uppercut inside, throw the hands, okay? Nobody cares about your defense if it's being constantly broken. And this is what you would use. For example, this is one of those fights where the shorter fighter, Broner, had the longer reach, okay? So he had to do a little bit of work to get on the inside, but the Broner we saw in the second half of the fight is the Broner whose skills that we tout so much. But it was a draw. It's Broner's own damn fault because he has to be implored to throw punches. Chris, why won't your boy throw punches?
Well, it's because, and you asked a question in the hangout about that, and I'll tell you why. Marcos Maidana. I think that fight may have shell-shocked him because he got hit. And like Mike Tyson has the famous quote, everybody has the plan until they get hit. I think after getting hit like that, he's probably now shell-shocked. Look, it's a history with him, but unlike that in the Maidana fight, he came out real aggressive.
Yes.
And then that backfired on him because Maidana, who swings at a wild fury and punches, look, Maidana is caused trouble for Floyd. So, Maidana kind of exposed that about him. And he does have great defense. He tried to shoulder roll technique. He has massive power, though. And I don't know why he doesn't use that more, because that hook, he has a nice, sharp hook. I don't know if I've seen somebody that he has a nice hook. He's a good boxer. It's more about discipline. Now, one thing I do give him credit is he does, unlike most great fighters or just fighters of his kind, he does listen to his trainer. Because I saw him communicating. He seemed very good about that. But other than that, I just say that, like, he's probably shell-shocked. And I think the Porter fight kind of caught up with him with that. He met somebody who had just good enough power to sting him a little bit. And I just think that at the end of the day, he's not gonna be aggressive. That's just the way he is. And I also think that he doesn't have the defense to do that. It's a good example of that. And not throw but 10 punches, but they're the most effective 10 punches that you'll see in a fight. He can't do that because he's not precise on it. He doesn't. Now, with this fight, he did get pretty precise in the later rounds, like Dave said, especially in the 11th round when he landed a couple of shots where it stunned the guy, but he's not precise. So I'll give credit to Broner. He did help himself because, honestly, if I judged the fight, I would have gave Vargas the fight because, look, one thing that judges like, and I had a chance to talk to a judge about this, and he stated that he likes activity. You better be glad you didn't have them kind of judges where they like activity. Because for the Maidana fight versus Floyd, although Floyd had all the punch numbers, the percentages, if you looked at the fight, not knowing all the punches that didn't get landed, if you're an activity kind of guy, you would have gave that fight to Maidana because he just threw a whole bunch of punches. I mean, think about it. It was one round where Vargas threw 80 punches. And I'm like, man, is he going to get... And I think that kind of hurt him because he didn't maintain. Now, one thing I will give Vargas credit for, he went to the body. And I don't care what Broner says, he did get touched up a little bit with a couple body shots and got a couple of jabs thrown at him. So, I mean, it was a good fight. Better than what I thought it was going to be. But I also blame Broner on this because at the end of the day, he has to use his power. I know he's probably worried about where he gets loose and then the guy catches him. But at the end of the day, right now, your career is pretty much at a crossroads where you're either one more tie away from being put down as what they call it, the garage door opener.
Yeah.
For everybody to get to the title fight.
He'll be Jesus Cuellar.
Yeah.
Fighting some young dude.
Yeah. You'll be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. So I think that he needs to fight. I don't know who he can fight because he's at 140.
Okay, his trainer keeps telling us that his preferred weight, his better weight is 147. But we know good and damn well at the 147 guys that was just in that building that night, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, he wants no part of them dudes. Now, he won't be.
Crawford's introduction.
Yeah, he won't be favored in any of those. Maybe he can fight Jeff Horn after Crawford dispenses of his ass. Okay, Mook, we had a fight night this weekend. More intriguing combatants in the 155-pound division. Well, in Kevin Lee's case, is the 157-pound division. Kevin Lee takes on Edson Barboza in a key main event as we are still trying to find and opponents for What did you think about Fight Night from this past weekend?
Pretty good, actually. That was in good old Atlantic City, so shout out to them for that. But before I get there, props to your boy Aljamain Sterling Dave for
Aljo.
finally,
Aljo.
after getting knocked.
Same haircut?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good.
You know. Oh yeah, he's still.
Okay.
Well,
Matt Serra still in his corner?
Yeah, you know, he's still. I can't say what I want to say, but he is definitely still there. So props to him. He got a big win. As far as who he can fight next, now, if John Dodson do actually stay with the UFC, because he's a free agent right now, but I think that'll probably be a good fight for him, because he don't really need nothing made right now. And I called it before the fight. I meant to text you, but I had a feeling that good old Branch was gonna knock out Thiago, man. And
Okay.
goddamn,
Good call.
he did. Frankie Edgar beat Cub Swanson once again by unanimous decision. Now, a lot of people was kind of like iffy as far as like, you know, Frankie Edgar fighting. I kind of was too, considering like 6 weeks ago, you just got your ass knocked out by Brian Ortega.
What did you think about that 49 days after? It was, how many rounds did the Ortega fight go?
I think like a couple. It wasn't,
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like a full fight though. But in order to not sound like a hypocrite, I had a problem with it. I mean, like, bruh, you was just unconscious 6 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just refuse to believe that you just healed. But hey, he looked great. He looked refreshed. I mean, maybe that's what he needed. Maybe he needed to take that major L like that, because otherwise, you know. But good win by Frankie Edgar, and Cub Swanson don't fight Frankie Edgar no more, because he beat your ass back in, 2015 too? So it's just like, just don't fight him no more, bro. And in the main event, we had Edson Barboza and fat-ass Kevin Lee, who still can't make weight. You've known about this fight forever, and you still can't make weight. And then had the audacity to be like, no, I ain't going no welterweight division. You know why? Because they'll whoop your ass in the welterweight division. But anyway, as far as this fight goes, it was a good fight all around. Barboza hit him with a mean roundhouse kick. Had Kevin Lee kind of stumbling a little bit, but I will give props to Kevin Lee for being aggressive. And what that did, that was pretty much, it kind of narrowed out them leg kicks from Barboza, like, because the more pressure Kevin Lee put on him distance, so he couldn't snap them leg kicks. So I will give Kevin Lee a lot of props on this strategy for Edson Barboza. Now, shut the hell up, because you do not deserve no title fight. You should not be the first person to fight. If anything, you can fight Eddie Alvarez, y'all can have at it after that. But shut up, bro. You can't even make weight. How you gonna make weight? Are you gonna make weight for the championship fight? So even if you get the championship fight, you don't make weight, and you ain't even gonna fight for the belt, even if you win anyway. So no.
And for not making weight, 2 pounds cost him 20% of his belt.
Yeah. So, but all around, fantastic fight night. We got a couple weeks off until 224, so we'll preview that when the time comes.
Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington. Very good. Also, Brock Lesnar has re-upped with World Wrestling Entertainment?
See.
World Wrestling Entertainment. I have 2 questions. Why? Why? Matter of fact, I only have one question. How does this affect his UFC career? And what are your thoughts on both?
First of all, he's going to fight the UFC again. Because even in his last couple of deals, he's still been allowed at least one UFC fight. And Dana White already said that he's, going to be able to fight the UFC again.
Is Vince okay with that?
Yeah, otherwise he wouldn't have let him do it. Because, despite anything, like, Vince ain't going to let nobody do anything that he ain't happy with. Now, I'm not going to go through all of it, but this is what kind of caught my eye. This fool is getting paid $637,000 per appearance. Now,
what qualifies as an appearance? Just I'm showing up on Monday Night Raw, talk a little bit, spitting to the mic.
He don't even talk. Paul Heyman speaks
he
for him.
Talk.
He just stand there, bounces around, looks like a swollen ass deadly shrimp, and then
do suplexes or whatever.
And then
it's chosen to.
And then he walks out the ring. So now that deal came around after WrestleMania, because now allegedly Dave at first he wasn't gonna resign because his deal was done after WrestleMania. He was just like gonna go to UFC and fight anyway. But I guess Vince went ahead and let him, re-up. Now the thing that's different about this deal than the last one is now this time WWE can use all his likeness and merchandise. See, on the last deals, Brock Lesnar had control of all of that. Now Vince was like, hey, because basically now he's just getting paid appearance by appearance day. So it's not really like a full-fledged contract, but he getting paid like whenever he shows. Basically, he's got like a show-up type situation. I'm assuming he got like a certain number of appearances. And on top of that, he's still gonna have to sit out his USADA. So if he does go to the UFC, he's still gonna have to sit out the rest of his suspension. My thing is for the people that's like there every day, and you got this. See, this is the deal. See, I don't have enough time to get ready to it like I want to, but that's kind of like the situation that's been going on as far as like the part-timers and like the full-time people that's been there. Like you got Brock Lesnar who maybe wrestles like 7 times a year, don't talk. He getting paid $637,000 just. But you got people that's on the road. Like, look, despite what I say about wellness, Roman Reigns, you know what I'm saying? I will give him, well, besides when he's suspended, he do be there. For the year, you know, like Seth Rollins, you know, AJ Styles, dudes like that. So, I mean, I know they're not really tripping, but when you got people that's like busting their ass like damn near all year, and you got this dude who be having like 6-minute matches, and all he do is German suplexes all the time, and getting paid $500,000 to do that, to have somebody else talk for him, it's like, they're gonna be like, all right, bro. Like, and you wonder why a lot of people going to like, you know, like Ring of Honor and New Japan, because it's like, look, it ain't even about the money. It's just about the respect thing. And when you got people that's like breaking their backs and stuff, and he ain't doing nothing but just doing the same thing, they're gonna be like, all right, well, cool, my contract up. I'm gonna dip out on you, and we'll see. You know, we'll see what you do after that.
Is this the highest? Well, I don't know if you have like numbers on that, but is this the highest per fight?
I think it is.
I have to.
I heard before that like when you're named a champion, you get more than 6 figures. Like I heard that before, but I never heard like not every appearance.
But this ain't got nothing to do with the belt.
It ain't got nothing to do with the belt.
This
ain't got nothing to do with the belt.
He's
He's
like,
just getting it just by appearances alone.
right. So
crazy.
it's just I don't know. I'm gonna look into that, but I think to be honest, as far as like recently, I'm pretty sure it is because over $500,000 just to show up.
Just to show up.
Now, he will be wrestling on Friday at the Greatest Royal Rumble, which is in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be 5 hours. Obviously, he ain't going to be around for 5 hours.
No.
But yeah, I just thought that was real intriguing, the fact that you're getting $637,000 per appearance. You can still fight. You can basically still do what you want to do. All I need to know is who the hell represents Brock Lesnar and how can I get some of that representation, because I need that in my life, son.
Per appearance.
Well, props to Brock, you know, for this event out of that. But he's a big name, though.
Is there a minimum amount of appearances that he must make, or is there a maximum?
Well, see, I'll say it like this. Since he's not the champion no more, I don't really care. As long as he loses, I'm assuming Roman's going to beat him on Friday. Now, when you the champ, Dave, I feel like this. And you at least want to see the belt on the show, at least consistently. Like 3 months or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Because if you like the main champion, the main world heavyweight champion, and we don't even see the belt, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the belt really don't mean nothing because it's not even on the show. So I just feel like whenever he drops the belt, I'm assuming that's when he's gonna be done. He's gonna go to UFC. But like if you the champion, I feel like you should at least be there consistently enough to where the belt means something, in my opinion.
All right.
Reigns to win just because I want the belt to be on the show. That's how you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Say no more. All right, I got a couple of minutes, and it is time for DA to get video game educated. And of the hottest games going right now, PUBG and the Fortnite, okay? I have my resident video game experts in here, Mook and Hendo. I'm sure you can find them across other various video game platforms across your Xbox and your PlayStation world. So, Chris, if you go to SEEHENDO on Instagram, plays a lot of PUBG. Wondering what the hell it is, what does it do? Is it just like, you know, all these other mobile games I see where it's a bunch of people playing? And of course, it is way, way, way more sophisticated to his Twitch app. So, first off, I know that these are shooter games, right?
Yes.
Okay. And is this the direction or the next shooters in a post-Call of Duty Battlefield world?
No, because consoles catching up to PC when it comes to style of gaming, because PUBG has been around for PC for a minute, and it's a hot selling game. I mean, it's led teams to be more strategic. We're tired of the games where we can fly in the air and jump and, you know, knock somebody out there with a shotgun, things of that nature. This game requires you to be a scavenger a little bit, just different things. So I think this is maybe, I won't say new right because Tom Clancy's been doing this for years of this kind of style, but the way it's played, the overall, the strategic value in it. It's not about killing. And that's the thing I like because it's not people out there headhunting just to kill because you can kill 10 times. Guess what? If you die one time, none of that counts. So, work. If you don't have friends, playing with randoms is kind of weird. like think about it, if you don't have friends online, randoms, and I've won. We became friends on Xbox. I just joined a random group one time, and these guys are military guys. And they kind of just like said, they were telling me, hey, I said, so just give me some ideas of what I need to know. And he was just like,
Alpha, Delta, Charlie.
He's like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you know your time. Look at your screen, consider the time. And I was like, cool. He said, when I tell you flank left, that means just run left, not side. You run sideways left. And I kind of got the commands down, and they said, hey, if you really want to stay alive, just follow our lead.
Show there are different, I guess, in terms of like number of teams and the different type of games that you can play. So we're beyond capture the flag. We're beyond team deathmatch. We're beyond a particular world.
Well, PUBG is 100 players to start out on the map. There's 4 different game versions. There's duo, solo. The triple was like quad, which is 4. The ideal of the game is this: there's a circle, there's a big map, there's a circle. For the first 5 minutes of the map, you jump out the plane, and you land in there, you try to go scavenge for stuff while getting shot at and possibly getting killed.
What are you scavenging for?
Guns, weapons, clothes, vests. Sounds crazy, but a skillet may be the most prideful thing to have because a skillet you can put on your back, and when they shoot you in the back, the skillet ricochets the bullets. So strategic.
Like an Al Green skillet? Just like literally a skillet?
Continue,
You remember that time I was talking about that black skillet, those kind of skillets.
Oh.
The one that go bing bing.
So you can get in Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Okay.
So things, but you also have to be smart about it because you only get so much. Now there's levels to guns, levels to weapons, levels to backpacks. So like for instance, majority of the time you find a level 1 backpack, you only fit so much in the backpack, right?
Right.
Then you get a level 2 backpack, level 3, you find them. The vests are kind of important because you get the regular cheap, like looks like one of those like swimming vests, but then you get like an actual like police vest that's a little more heavier. So then that's a level 2, just things like that. So you're pretty much finding stuff, and then once you get stuff together, if you're with your friends, y'all can switch up and try to put guns together. Like a lot of times, I'm good. To me, the best gun is a SCAR. The SCAR's are automatic. If I can find an 8-time scope or 4-time scope, I can get you from distance, and you can switch your gun. Depending on your person, you can switch the gun to like a 3-shot or automatic to a single round, depending on the gun that you have. So there's ways of doing that. I'm not sniped on there because my patience is bad, and I'm also paranoid. Because the thing about that game is this: there's no map to see people.
Oh, sure.
So there's no radar like Call of Duty up in the top where you see somebody coming at you. So somebody can be easily crawling in the grass. Like there's a part of that map on the one on Xbox where there's like I call it Children of the Cornfield. Because it looks like that. It's like a big cornfield, tall grass. Somebody can be laying in the grass. I've literally ran into like 4 people one time. Now, the good thing about this end, there's no booby traps. There's no bombs, no mines.
No claymores at the
Yeah,
door?
yeah, which is a good thing because then it will make it, it will be kind of stupid. It'll be pointless then because then you take away the whole idea because nobody's building a claymore that quick. So, yeah, the idea of that is just like, for me personally, playing by myself, I got lucky one time and won. But the paranoia of just like being 100 people on one map, and I pretty much just stayed out the way. The idea of the game for me, now most people, they like to go, like I got a couple of guys that I play with, they like to headhunt. They go out there in the top 3 players in the world right now. He takes a handgun, just like John Wick, and we'll go in the room and spray down 4 people with a handgun. And you'll be like this, he'll be like this. One time, and he's like, because you can see the door open downstairs, and they close the door from a distance. He said, I'll be right back. All of a sudden, I hear from a distance, pow. I says, hey, there's loot in there. Go get it out with loot.
I cleared it out with the blicky side.
Yeah. He said, there's loot. So, you go around looting. Then there's cars on there you can drive around now. The bad thing about the cars is this. They make noises, obviously.
Okay.
So, you can be, so say for instance, I'm in a house. I can be in a house, and all of a sudden a Jeep is coming up. I can hear the Jeep coming. That's the worst thing ever if you're the person in the Jeep, because then they can get in the house, hide. I'll go hide in the bathroom in the tub. they'll open that door in the bathroom. I'm right there with a shotgun at the doorway. Now the thing is this: you got to be good with your guns because some dudes know how to peek around the corner, and they'll throw something at the door to make it so they'll open quick. So most players are so aggressive, they get scared, they run. But I mean, it's just what I like about the game is that I think for us, like as a group, we would have fun with it because the paranoia part. Because it's not about killing. Like if you got to cross that bridge, they call it. There's a bridge that you have to cross if you're not on that side of the map. There's like literally like 4 snipers on the hill waiting on you to drive by that bridge, and they will pick you off. And the good thing about playing PUBG is this: there's PC players.